CSU voted down a contentious diversity bill again yesterday evening.
Then we face the harsh realities of trafficking at CSU's Enslaved event.
We also have your CSU Double Trouble, weather, and so much more starting now. Thank you so much for joining us this evening, CSU in Fort Collins. I'm Aislinn Carrillo.
And I'm Bailey Leakey. A highly contentious diversity bill has once again been voted down by the Associated Students of CSU Senate. The bill would have allowed members of diversity programs to have seats of representation in ASCSU. After passing an initial vote, the final vote ousted the bill. The students supporting the legislation voiced their frustration with the vote, citing there was no real reason to vote no on this bill.
And I would like to share the entire College of Health and Human Sciences just walked out of that room because we support this bill, and it is absurd that it did not get passed with all of you here and all of your votes. And I think with all of us here, we can get 3,000 signatures easily. We can go to classes. I mean, even if we have sign-out sheets, we can bring it in, and then there's nothing they can do about it.
CSU students and Fort Collins have the opportunity to make history this coming month by landing Cam the Ram on a Frontier Airlines airplane. Online voters will decide which mascot out of the major universities in Colorado will get to be on one of the coveted 19 new planes. You can vote for Cam the Ram every day until April 30th at flyfrontier.com/mascot contest.
No More Injustice is back for the fourth year to bring awareness to the issue of modern-day slavery in Colorado through Enslaved, an event that CSU students, faculty, and the Fort Collins community can go to and learn more about the tough topic.
Let's go! You want your visas, don't you? Get your asses to work or I'll send you back!
The CSU organization No More Injustice is hosting their annual program called Enslaved, a modern-day slavery simulation that CSU students and the Fort Collins community can experience.
Our main goal is anti-trafficking awareness, and we like to definitely teach people how to recognize trafficking.
Enslaved does this by taking students through a 15-minute simulation that shows them what types of slavery are still prominent in our society today.
This year we are focusing more on trafficking specific to Colorado. So we have two rooms about sex trafficking within Colorado, one about the Super Bowl and one about a woman who was trafficked in Greeley. And then we have a room about sheep farming.
In each room, students watch examples of what slavery looks like today, participate in activities, and sit down to talk about what they have learned.
So it's not just some, oh, I'm helping a girl way far away from me. I'm helping someone that could be next door to me, which is just scary. But also awesome to have that knowledge and have that truth.
After the simulation, students write down a word to describe their experience before leaving. Other than the simulation, students have the opportunity to look at the trade fair that local Colorado groups participate in. At the fair, students can learn more about human slavery and how they can get involved with an organization. In the end, the main purpose of Enslaved is to bring light to a tough topic and remind people that this is an issue that needs to be discussed.
Really coming together and making a big statement about how trafficking is not okay and how to recognize that and really intervene.
If you weren't able to go to Enslaved today, you can catch the free event tomorrow at the LSC Grand Ballroom from 10 in the morning to 4 in the afternoon.
TEDx CSU is this Saturday in the LSC Theater from 11 to 5 p.m. Tickets are still available for purchase. This event will hold 10 live talks from keynote speakers as well as interactive exhibits that deal with the spreading ideas. CSU students will receive free tickets if they register, and community tickets cost $12. They can be purchased at the online campus box office.
This morning, Mitt Romney gave a speech in Utah that stunned the Republican Party. The 2012 GOP frontrunner gave a scathing criticism of the now frontrunner Donald Trump. He stated the future of the Republican Party and the United States would be greatly diminished if Trump becomes the nominee. Donald Trump stated that if he believes the GOP continues to treat him unfairly, he'll run a third-party campaign in the fall.
You know, Bailey, I've noticed as we're getting further into primary season, the competition is really picking up.
It certainly is, and it will be really interesting to see as we continue on if Donald Trump does decide to run a third-party campaign, how that will affect the GOP party in general and how that will affect the general election as well. And Nicole Conklin is up next with your weekly weather forecast.
Spring is well on its way.
Good evening, I am weather anchor Nicole Conklin with tonight's weather update. Right now we have our live cam up here at CSU, and as you can see, the winds are not nearly as bad as they were last night. It's been pretty calm today with some light breezes, but luckily we shouldn't see any more really heavy winds for a few days. Now, switching over to our current temperature, it's about 52 degrees right now, really nice since the last few days, and we'll have some light winds pick up around 8 miles an hour as the wind comes over, as the night continues. We'll have cloud coverage also picking up throughout the evening and carrying over till tomorrow. Tonight's lows across the state here on the western slope, 11 in Gunnison, 18 Craig, 24 in Vale, and the rest is going to remain in the low 30s. On the eastern plains, we'll have a 27 in Lamar, 26 in Lyman, 31 in Burlington, hovering around those low 30s again. On the I-25 corridor, we have 33 in Pueblo, 34 Colorado Springs, 37 in Denver, and a nice 35 in Fort Collins. We're above freezing, so can't complain, and thank goodness it's finally spring. We're seeing those warmer temperatures for tomorrow as well. Similar to today, we have a 63 down here in Alamosa, 42 in Gunnison, 46 in Vale. We're going to have some pretty nice temperatures considering that's the cooler part of the state. On the eastern plains, we have a 66 in Burlington, one of our higher temperatures across the state, 60 in Lyman, and on the I-25 corridor, we have a nice 70 in Pueblo, 64 Colorado Springs, a 62 in Denver, and a 60 in Fort Collins. Really similar to today. It's going to be beautiful tomorrow. Now, tomorrow specifically, 8 a.m. should be pretty nice. It'll be 45 degrees, partly cloudy, so we're not going to have that sun to warm us up, but it shouldn't be too bad. Around noon, it'll warm up to 60 degrees. We're going to have some breezes pick up, more clouds coming in as well, but it's going to stay pretty warm. It's going to be 58 at 4 p.m., still cloudy, but it'll still be nice and warm. Now, you can leave those sunglasses at home because of that cloud coverage tomorrow. Still bring that light jacket because it's not going to warm up until around noon, but it shouldn't be too bad. The breezes might make it feel a little cooler. And don't forget that smile because Friday is finally here and we're only 7 days from spring break. Looking at our 7-day planner, Friday will be 62. The next day it'll be 65 degrees. We're going to see even warmer 60s on Sunday. Pretty nice weekend, so make sure you get out and enjoy it. It's going to cool off on Monday and Tuesday to the mid-50s, but we're warming up again on Wednesday to 58 and on Thursday 63. Now, with spring break around the corner, I have a spring break countdown for everybody. And if you're planning on leaving early and traveling this week, luckily the weather will stay nice and you'll have no trouble doing so. And because here everyone at CTV wants to know what your plans are for spring break, we're having a little contest. And if you want to take all those photos around break, put them on Twitter and tweet me at Nicole Conklin6 with a CSU spring break hashtag. Your photos could be featured on CTV when we are back from spring break. Thank you so much for joining me. Grace Reeder is up next with the exciting news around the CSU women's basketball victory and their 3rd consecutive Mountain West title.
Test scores, GPAs, credits complete. They say what you've done, but they're only part of who you will become. With each new experience, discovery, and triumph, you become who you were always meant to be. And what you'll remember most is your state of curiosity, state of unity, state of awe.
me and my boy Matt had it good. He had catnip that was off the hook. But one day, he brings a girl home, and she's allergic to cats. Every sneeze was a nail in my coffin. Now I'm in a shelter. It's decent, but they don't even have Wi-Fi.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Grace Reeder. My co-anchor Rachel is out today, so it's going to be just me tonight. The 22nd ranked CSU women's basketball team won their third consecutive Mountain West title on Tuesday after a 68-55 win over Fresno State. After trailing by 8 in the first half, the Rams came back with an 11-point fourth quarter run to secure an outright Mountain West championship. The Rams are now 27-1 overall and 17-0 in the Mountain West. The season isn't over though. They head to Air Force tomorrow, where if they win, it will be the first time in history that the Rams go undefeated in the Mountain West. According to the Coloradoan, attendance at women's basketball games has been up 23%. After Saturday's game against Nevada, we talked to a dedicated fan. What did you see in the game today?
We won. That was our first game we won. That's our first one.
Yeah? Do you go to a lot of games?
Yes.
And which game has been your favorite so far?
This one.
This one, and why?
Because I'm part of TGIF, and they're gonna be here next week, and I get to play with them on the court.
Cool. And can you explain to us what TGIF is?
It's a program with kids with special needs, and their parents get a break, and so I get to hang out with most of my friends and do a lot of fun.
Cool. Are you gonna dress up?
Yes.
What are you gonna wear?
I'm gonna wear this shirt.
Yeah?
I'm gonna wear it.
Ashley is officially my first fan that isn't related to me. Thanks, Ashley. Unfortunately, the men's team hasn't been as lucky this season. Fresno State defeated the Rams on the road 87-73. CSU kept producing turnovers, and the Bulldogs took advantage of those mistakes. Fresno State came out hard in the first half, building a 20-point lead by halftime, and the Rams just couldn't close the deficit. CSU will also take on Air Force at home this Saturday. Well, that's all the time I have for you tonight. Tune in next week where hopefully Rachel and I will both be here. Double Trouble reunited. And stay tuned for entertainment with Courtney Fromm.
Morning, Gary. We are GetSchooled.com. You want a college education, don't you? You know you do. That's why we're here. We're free and here to guide you through every step of the way, starting with attendance. Gary, financial aid forms. Picking a college, man. You and us. We go together like tacos and Tuesday.
And I love tacos. Go to GetSchooled.com.
Sure, I look cute now, but when my owner lost his job, it was rough. I was living on the street, and one night, me and this Cocker Spaniel got into it so bad, I wound up looking like an ice cream cone. I cried a little bit, but thankfully I got rescued, so I'm running, I'm jumping, all back to my old self, and I'm ready to give unconditional love, even if you put a lampshade on my head.
I'm Courtney Fromm, and I have your entertainment news for tonight. First of all, I hope everyone enjoyed watching the Oscars. I know I did. And shout out to Leonardo DiCaprio for the win, and most of all for supporting the Rams. Social media these days is causing everyday stresses in our lives. For example, the white and gold or blue and black controversy that surfaced last year. If that wasn't enough to push social media users over the edge, the newest clothing color confusion just came out on the web a few weeks ago. This time it wasn't a dress, it is an Adidas sweatshirt. Some say it is black and brown, some say it's green and gold, and others are just so overwhelmed by the confusion they are unable to pick a color. I decided to go around on campus and ask some students their thoughts on all their internet color craze.
What color do you see this Adidas sweatshirt as?
I see a darkish green.
It's gray, 100%.
Any other colors with it?
There's like a light purple.
Blue. And what? Any other colors? White. Blue and white. What parts are blue and what parts are white?
The coat is blue and the decorations are white.
I see black and brown.
Black and brown. Which parts are black, which parts are brown?
The main switcher is black, but I see the Adidas emblem and the striping is brown.
I see it as green and gold.
Green, you see green and gold?
I see green and gold.
Is it because you're a Ram or just because you see the green and gold?
You know, I think like the outside lighting on it is making me see green, but I don't know.
That shirt looks like a dark green to me.
Think it's a psychological thing at all?
I think it could be psychological.
I've heard about this, like the sensory imaging between inside light and outside light, so who knows?
Well, if we're comparing this to that dress photo that went on a while back, some people say it's lighting. Some people, who knows, it might just be a good excuse for a fun argument.
And which one do you think it is?
Oh, God, that's a really hard question to answer. Truth be told, I don't think anybody knows what color it actually is.
With the dress controversy, did you see gold and white, black and blue, rainbow?
I saw black and blue.
Black and blue. And do you
I could never see gold and white.
Do you think that's a reflection of your personality at all?
I am kind of black and blue on the inside.
So are you sad?
Always.
Don't be sad. What about the dress controversy? Which color did you see with that?
Blue. I saw blue and black.
What do you think that means?
I don't know. Maybe everybody's eyes are weird or something.
I saw gold and white at first, and then black and blue, and then it switched on me, and it really messed my brain.
So it messed with you a little bit?
Yeah.
So what color is the shirt I'm wearing?
Blue.
And your shirt is purple?
Orange.
Oh, I see purple.
Really?
So most CTVers here thought they saw green and gold the most. I personally saw a metallic gray and a deep brown. So we'll just have to see. And tonight, right after the show, if you're looking to go out, Danielle Ate the Sandwich is performing at a local music venue and bar called Avocado's Number. Danielle is a folk music writer in Fort Collins and always performs with her ukulele. Her show starts at 8 p.m. and you're able to buy tickets at the door. Go and check her out. Other music performances going on in Fort Collins this weekend include Kung Fu with Earphone and Miscommunicado, and music that reads like a summer night festival, which is perfect for this warming weather we've got going on here. The show is Saturday at the Aggie Theater. Doors open at 8 p.m. and the show starts at 9. Lots of different music options to go out and check out this weekend in Fort Collins, so take a look. Now for my favorite part of the week, Dogs on Campus.
His name is Camus. We actually nicknamed him Moose about 2 years ago. He actually walked up to an actual deer thing. He just turned 4 this past December. He is a shelter rescue, so we don't know his exact birthday. But I got him at 6 weeks old, and so we've been together since. So we like to say that his birthday is December 20th because that's what's on his paperwork. Are you being cute? You're being cute. Thank you.
Moose is one of the dogs on campus you are more than welcome to pet. Just make sure you ask his owner first. His owner, Becca, who is previewed in the shot, not only has him as a service dog, but she trains service dogs as well. If you have any questions on how to get a service dog of your own, contact the Resources for Disabled Students on campus. Thank you, Moose, for being the star of this week. That is all I have for you tonight, Rams. Make sure you tune into CTV Monday through Thursday at 7 p.m. Have a fun and safe weekend. And remember, spring break is just a week away, right around the corner, I should say. You will survive midterms, I promise. Thank you and have a great night. Good night.